Kalimantan, the center of the sprawling Indonesian archipelago, is central to the country's vision to become the world's 5th largest economy by 2045. Plans call for Kalimantan to be an engine of that growth. A new capital city, and a so-called green industrial zone are to be powered by damming its rivers, including the mighty Kayan. But what will be the cost of these green dreams? In one of the world's great rainforests, could these be the last days of the Kayan as a wild and free river? The Kayan River flows in North Kalimantan province, the source of food and livelihood for generations of people who call this region their home. The Kayan rises in highlands near Malaysia and journeys east across the Borneo rainforest, fed by dozens of tributaries along the way. It flows hundreds of kilometers through a national park, past riverside villages, and the town of Tanjung Selor before emptying into the Sulawesi Sea. Traveling up the Kayan River is like traveling through time.
Memang hobi saya waktu saya masih kecil itu ikut orang memburu atau pelihara anjing. Anjing itulah yang kita bawa memburu, cari babi, cari makanan siap hari. Setelah itu atau di samping itu saya hobi lagi menjala cari ikan tuh. Dia maaf ya, boleh saya katakan dulu waktu saya masih muda dikit itu tidak ada yang lawan saya kalau untuk cari ikan, terutama untuk menyelam itu. Saya pernah satu kali Pak ya pergi cari ikan, buang jala tuh satu kali aja dapat ikan 55 ekor patin.
Hal yang paling tidak bisa dilupakan kalau sungai-sungainya seperti ini, sebelum perusahaan kayu ini ada, Sungai Kayan ini jernih. Ada batu-batu putih yang di pinggir ini kita ambil, lempar di tengah. Kemudian kita ramai-ramai pergi nyelam. Nah kemudian waktu kecil kita sering main-main di situ, kejar-kejaran, mandi di situ, nyelam. Kalau air banjir melebak sampai di sini, ada waktu kecil ya, pokok-pokok buah seperti yang begini, sering kita manjat di situ, lompat. Kemudian kalau banjir ini kan lumpur-lumpur datang di pinggir, kita ambil, kita bulat-bulat tuh, baku lempar tuh. Sampai ada yang menangis, tapi enggak kita kasih tahu orang tua.
Scarcely any maps exist of this remote part of Indonesian Borneo. These waters and the surrounding mountains and rainforest are among the most pristine regions of their kind remaining in the world. For people in Jakarta, envisioning Indonesia's future, the Kayan River is a coveted source of energy. For the Dayak people living along it, the river is an artery, a homeland, a food source, the essence of existence. Long Palban is the most remote village on the downstream part of the Kayan River, 5 hours by motorboat from the provincial capital. There are no cars in Long Palban. A fuel-powered generator provides electricity in the evening and on Sunday mornings. Today, about 270 people live in Long Palban. Many of them are young, being raised in a place of simplicity and amid great uncertainty. Plans call for a cascade of dams on the Kayan River that are to provide energy for the new capital and a vast new industrial zone. Long Palban and a neighboring village will be submerged, and villagers will be relocated. But they don't know where. As dawn paints the sky, we are welcomed into the home of Elder Udao Kedung. The village of Long Palban came into being in 1905, he says. Udao Kedung moved here from another riverside village in 1947. There were thousands of people living along the river then. In those days, Adat was still strong, a communal way of life. Kirip Ngang and her family have called Long Palban home for generations.
Kami orang dulu nggak bisa cari uang, belum ada perusahaan tempat cari uang, gitu. Lewat apa aja kami lihat, ya buat kebun aja, kebun sayur. Tapi kami tidak punya kecewa juga. Yang penting cukup makan. Nah, bersyukur aja banyak, Pak.
Leni Solaiman packs lunch for her mother, Rostina, who is going upriver to a logging camp. Villagers have entrusted Rostina to sell their produce, meat, and fish to residents of the camp, about an hour from Long Palban. They'll use the income to buy daily necessities like sugar, coffee, salt, and kerosene. According to Greenpeace, logging, mining, and plantation cultivation have destroyed a third of Borneo's tropical forest in the last 40 years. Rostina says logging has enabled Long Palban people to eat and to educate their children. The camp buys vegetables from Long Palban 3 times a week. 17 youngsters are enrolled in the village elementary school. Classes are being held at the home of one of their teachers.
Saya siap untuk anak-anak supaya belajar terus, semangat belajar supaya untuk meningkatkan ilmu kita ke depan untuk SDM, untuk masa depan anak-anak ke depan.
On Sunday mornings, the residents of Long Palban go to church. Though Indonesia is a majority Muslim country, most Dayak people are Christian. The villagers built the Kemah Injil Indonesia Church in 2002. A major transformation unfolded as the Dayak people began embracing Christianity at the beginning of the 20th century, moving away from animist traditions and beliefs that had long defined their culture. For these villagers, profound change is on the horizon. Developers say that the Kayan River dams that will uproot them will generate 9 gigawatts of hydropower, enough to power 6.7 million homes. It is a change the villagers mostly welcome, saying it will benefit many people beyond their quiet riverbank.
Mau bilang apa juga Pak ya, kalau seandainya perusahaan kita PLTA memang iya di mana dipindahkan ya siapa aja kami, iyalah Siap aja kami sudah dibuat anuan di PLTA. Dari awalnya sudah tuh mau bilang apa juga. Karena kita mendukung pemerintah juga kan rencana. Nenek juga begitu.
Para nelayan mereka kehilangan tempat usaha sudah kan. Begitu juga yang berburu kehilangan juga. Dengan kebiasaan kita melihat keindahan Sungai Kayan tadi ini, itu juga sudah kehilangan. Ya, karena ini program untuk orang banyak, ya itulah maka kita dukung aja perusahaan PLTA.
Jakarta, 1,500 miles from Long Palban. A sprawling urban landscape. Indonesia's capital is teeming with life and energy. Overcrowded streets and inadequate infrastructure strain under the pressure of a rapidly expanding population. Parts of Jakarta sink up to 25 centimeters annually because of groundwater extraction and urban development. By 2050, the entire North Jakarta area will be submerged, according to experts. Existing seawalls are not enough.
Dengan ini saya mohon izin untuk memindahkan ibu kota negara kita ke Pulau Kalimantan.
The location is not just a strategic choice, but a symbolic one, with the stated intent of spreading development to Indonesia's eastern regions. Government officials claim that Nusantara will be a carbon-neutral, sustainable city. But critics are skeptical.
Alasan pemindahan ibu kota karena wilayah ibu kota yang lama sudah tidak lagi memadai secara kualitas lingkungan, itu akan bermasalah gitu. Karena ini akan menjadi alasan bahwa kita bisa meninggalkan satu wilayah yang rusak untuk kemudian berpindah ke wilayah yang lain yang akan mengulang kerusakan yang sama gitu. Kalau logika pembangunannya juga nggak diberesin.
But while the new city is rapidly taking shape, hydropower plants on the Kayan River have been stalled for more than a decade. In 2012, Chinese investors took a group of Kayan River people to China to get their buy-in. And they succeeded.
Kalau seandainya jadi perusahaan itu buka di sini, banyak hal yang merupakan, ya katakanlah, hal yang baru yang belum pernah kita lihat dari orang tua dulu sampai sekarang. Jalanan. Yang kedua, kami pasti sudah memiliki penerangan, yaitu lampu. Gitu, Pak.
Kayan Hydro Energy says it will build a cascade of 5 dams on the river. The project would cost $17.8 billion and generate 9 gigawatts of power, which would make it the largest hydroelectric project in Southeast Asia. Residents of the 2 towns that will be submerged have been preparing for relocation for years. They inventoried everything that would be lost, even a graveyard, to prepare for compensation talks.
Sampai sekarang, Pak, tidak ketemu sudah. Entah bagaimana sudah ini, apakah dia lupa sudah dengan janji dengan kami itu, atau memang tidak mau sudah.
Vowing to get the projects moving, the government declared the dams a national strategic project and issued a construction permit to another company, PT Pembangkit Indonesia, Epsilon. In Long Lejuh, the other town that will be submerged, some families have accepted what they are calling down payments from Epsilon.
Lalu ada perwakilan Epsilon dari Jakarta yang mengatakan bahwa PSN ini harus direalisasikan, dipercepat. Umpamanya lahan saya 10%. 1 persilnya diberi DP dulu 5 juta. Jadi kalau yang persilnya cuma 3, ya dapat 15 juta. Kalau cuma 1, ya 5 juta.
He says this money, about $320 per parcel, is only a down payment. He has it in writing that the final price for land and agricultural assets will be negotiated at a meeting later. But many villagers have not signed. Delays, lack of clear information, and the presence of 2 companies along the river have sown suspicion and uncertainty.
Kami rapat, kami tanya, gimana pergi ukur? Kami ukur dulu, Pak, ukur dulu. Selesai ukur, baru kami buat suratnya, baru kami kasih. Sampai sekarang datang lagi, masuklah si satu nih. Ukur, nggak kasih tahu kemana lagi nih. Udah tahu, datang lagi. Gitu terus. Jadi kami ini, dianggap kami orang Kenyah bodok lah mungkin nih. Orang Dayak bodok lah mungkin.
We made multiple attempts to get an update from Kayan Hydro Energy and to find out from Epsilon what it's planning. Epsilon declined our request for an interview. At the same time Epsilon was making down payments in Long Lejuh, Kayan Hydro Energy was conducting blasting close to the riverside town of Long Pesok. Its residents say company representatives are not responsive to their concerns.
Di mana kita melihat contoh-contoh dari desa atau daerah lain, ketika ada bocoran atau apa segala, itu semuanya habis, musnah seperti itu. Jadi kita harus membuat satu perencanaan di desa itu jalan evakuasi namanya. Sampai hari ini pun kami sudah beberapa kali menyampaikan belum pernah ada tanggapan. Terakhir kemarin terkait dengan peledakan, kita sudah surati minta pertemuan dengan mereka, tapi mereka tidak datang.
Further downriver, residents of Tanjung Selor are also worried about their future.
Ketika bendungan ini dibangun, kemudian surut debit airnya, otomatis air laut itu yang akan masuk ke Sungai Kayan. Dan ini belum ada solusi konkret dari pemerintah maupun pihak perusahaan sendiri ya. AMDAL-nya sendiri pun masih sebatas di lokasi proyek ya.
People in town use the Kayan to interact with relatives, to visit other villages, to go shopping, to go to school. Tanjung Selor uses the river for its municipal water supply and for much of its food.
Combo 55. 65. Itu 43 yang besar. 30. Nah,
Terus ya.
About an hour south from where the Kayan flows into the sea, investors are building a vast industrial zone and seaport with a $135 billion price tag. Backers say products like solar panels and electric car batteries will be manufactured here, powered by dams on the Kayan and Mantarang rivers. A key investor in the project is one of Indonesia's top coal exporters.
Eranya sekarang era anak kita semua, ya kan, milenial, generation Z gitu kan. Kan memang sekarang eranya juga lebih ke tadi green economy, green energy, ya kan, sesuatu yang lebih sustainable.
He says the planned green industrial estate might be the largest in Asia, and one day electric cars by world brands will be manufactured in North Kalimantan.
Kalau ini bisa terlaksana, ini akan create ratusan ribu tenaga kerja, ya kan. Akan ada industri-industri turunannya gitu, dan Indonesia ke depan saya yakin banget di 2045 sesuai dengan prediksi World Bank itu kita bisa menjadi negara 5 atau paling tidak 7 terbesar di dunia gitu.
Tapi kami tidak mau seperti itu. Masa saya jual lahan mereka mau kenyang? Nggak mungkin seperti itu kan? Ya saya jual lahan, ya saya menikmati sendiri. Ini kan katanya kan di sini pembangunan terbesar seluruh dunia ya.
Oh, seluruh dunia, betul.
Ya. Terbesar seluruh dunia Pak. Tapi kenapa harga tanah termurah seluruh dunia?
People living in communities near the industrial zone say they are being pressured to sell their land at low prices. And while waiting for greener energy sources to come online, Adaro is building a huge coal-fired plant to power an aluminum smelter at the so-called Green Industrial Zone. And people from Long Palban and Long Lejo still don't know where they will live once their towns are drowned.
Seperti keindahan alam tadi pasti sudah hilang, ya kan? Keindahan sungai, pinggir sungai Kayan ini tadi, karena sudah terbiasa kita dengan keindahan itu. Nah itu rasa kehilangan betul dan nanti itu.